welcome back to Hearthstone everybody. My name is Maxwell and today we're going to be taking a look at a basic rogue deck. So there's only two classes left that we haven't covered, which is the rogue and the shaman. Shaman probably going to be next week and rogue going to be right now. So you can see it right there, the Rouge Rogue. Just a little play on words there because a lot of people spell rogue incorrectly and put the U before the G, but that spells rouge, so this is the Rouge Rogue. First off, we'll just take a look at the hero power, which is Dagger Mastery. 2 mana and you equip a 1/2 dagger. Very handy because obviously your hero doesn't suffer from summoning sickness. You are able to equip a weapon and attack in the same turn. So it's a little bit of 1 damage removal or a little bit of surprise damage that maybe the opponent hadn't taken into account. You can see the mana curve there, it's pretty even across the board. It favours the mid-game, as you can see, from the 2 to 5 mana. You get the most cards, you get a few cheap cards and a few expensive cards, but all in all, it kind of favours that mid-game. So first off, we have Backstab, deal 2 damage to an undamaged minion. The great thing about this card is it's free. So if you draw both of them, you can use them both. Obviously, you can't use them on the same minion because it's 2 damage to an undamaged minion. So you must remember that. Only usable on a minion that hasn't taken any damage. So don't do a little bit of damage to something and then think you're going to be able to use Backstab on it. Always use your Backstab first. So next we come on to Deadly Poison, give your weapon +2 attack. The great thing about that is it's situational, but it's not situational because you have a 2 mana button where you can equip a weapon. It only has 2 durability and the give your weapon +2 attack isn't give your weapon +2 attack this turn, it's just forever. So sometimes it's best to hold on to it till you get the Assassin's Blade, which we'll cover later on. I think it's 5 mana. But if you need to do some damage in a pinch, definitely just whack this thing on the free dagger. That, well, not free, it's 2 mana, but the hero power dagger that you are able to get. I'll just quickly switch this over to basic. Next, for 1 mana, we have the Voodoo Doctor. Great little card for 1 mana. It's a 2/1 and it restores 2 health. It's great for helping you just cling on if you get a bad start in a game. Next we have Shiv, which is deal 1 damage and draw a card. Now we've got a couple of spell power minions in this, like the Kobold Geomancer and the Ogre Magi. So this goes great with that because it basically buffs the amount of damage you can do. So you say you've got a Ogre Magi and a Geomancer out, that's suddenly 3 damage and draw a card for 2 mana. But it's really the card draw which is the main part of this card if you don't have any spell damage minions out. Next we have the Acidic Swamp Ooze. Again, you know my opinion on the Acidic Swamp Ooze. Unless you're building a beast deck and you really need the Razorfen Raptor or the Bloodfen Raptor or whatever the hell it's called, always go for the Acidic Swamp Ooze. It's got the same stats, same mana cost, but has the added bonus of that Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's weapon. And but again, don't hang on to it if you're playing a warrior or a rogue, because chances are they may not even have a weapon in the deck. So it's just a little added bonus, the Battle Cry. Next, the Kobold Geomancer. Again, 2 mana for a 2/2, spell damage +1. And this thing synergizes great with the Shiv. Even synergizes well with the Backstab. So able to get the damage up on that significantly, especially with it costing 0 mana. Fan of Knives, another great removal spell. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions and draw a card. Again, the card draw bit of this is fantastic, but the deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. So it's not like the Warrior's Whirlwind, which just deals damage to everything. It's only targeted at the enemy minions. And again, boosted by spell damage. So if you've got a couple of spell damage creatures out, like a Geomancer or 2, or an Ogre Magi, this thing's suddenly dealing 2 or 3 damage. It suddenly becomes a super cheap Flame Strike almost. With you can easily get this doing 3 damage to all enemy minions, and it's a bit of board clear that they're just not expecting. Shattered Sun Cleric, again, great basic card, 3 mana for a 3/3 that gives a friendly minion +1/+1. I would recommend trying. Now, I'm not a big advocate of holding on to cards. Normally I say if you can play a card, remove a creature or get a creature out when you've got none, do it, but these things tend to be better if you hold on to them, because normally you can get, say, a Voodoo Doctor out and then buff it up to a 3/2 with the Shattered Sun Cleric. But if you're absolutely desperate for a creature, then yeah, don't hang on to it, stick it out there on the field. It will waste the +1/+1 Battle Cry, but having a 3/3 creature out, 3/3 is nothing to be sniffed at. Next we have the Ogre Magi, again a 4/4 for 4 mana. Spell damage +1, and because we have a little bit of spell damage in, that's the reason that this is in. We haven't gone full spell damage, so you won't see Dalaran mages, and you won't see the what's the fella's name? That's gonna bug me now. The Archmage. So you won't see the Dalaran mage or the Archmage, and that's just because there isn't enough damaging spells to warrant having a full spell damage deck, but there's enough to have a couple of spell damage creatures in. Like the mana cost doesn't outweigh the stats too much. Like say for a Chillwind Yeti for the same mana cost, you'd get 1 extra health. So really the trade-off, you might as well have the Ogre Magi. Next, Sen'jin Shieldmaster, because it's the most awesome 4-mana 3/5 taunt card you can get in Hearthstone. Next we have the Assassin's Blade, and this is the mainstay of our weapons. It's 5 mana for a 3 attack, 4 durability, which means you're able to attack 4 times, doing 3 damage every single time. If you can get your Deadly Poison onto this thing early on, then it's 5 damage 4 turns in a row, which is a total of 20 damage. And you can use it either for creature removal, but again remember, if you attack a creature, you take the damage back in return anyway, so it's normally best to just hold on to it for hero killing or creature removal if they've got low attack damage. So yeah, if you can get if you can get 2 deadly poisons onto this thing, then it becomes amazing. Next we come on to Assassinate, 5 mana, destroy an enemy minion. Simple as that. Job done. That's what the rogue does. I would only recommend using this on small minions if you are desperate for the advantage, or it's basically what you need to do it to get the killing blow. Like say they've got an Iron Fur Grizzly out, and if they didn't have that Iron Fur Grizzly out, you could do 10 damage to their face, then by all means assassinate it. But if you think they're going to have a bigger card like a Stormwind Champion or a Lord of the Arena, tend to hold on to assassinate till about turn 8, 9 or 10. But like I said, unless you can get a lot of damage off onto the face, then just assassinate whatever's in your way. Next we come on to the Darkscale Healer. Again, 5 mana for a 4/5, restore 2 health to all friendly characters. Again, a little bit of healing just to help you cling in there. Because it's a mid-game deck, as you can see by the mana curve there, you will need a little bit of healing just to sustain yourself if you get a bad draw. Next we come on to Sprint, 7 mana, draw 4 cards. Absolutely brilliant late game card, especially because the Rogue's all about playing lots of mid-powered cards. So say on turn 8 or 9, you could have played, say, a Kobold Geomancer and an Ogre Magi and a Fan of Knives. That's 3 cards gone in 1 turn. The very next turn you could play Sprint and have your hand right back up to the size it was before. So absolutely brilliant late game card there, Sprint. I would recommend only using it if you need the cards. If you've got Sprint in your hand, but you've say got a Stormwind Champion and a couple of minions out on the field, I would use the Stormwind Champion instead. Only use the Sprint when you need the cards. And then finally we come on to the aforementioned Stormwind Champion, 7 mana for a 6/6, and your other minions have +1/+1. Absolutely brilliant basic deck card. Almost all of the basic decks that I've built have had this in, just because basic decks tend to be focused around having a decent amount of creatures out. And again, 7 mana, if you're up to turn 10, you can get this guy and, say, Shattered Sun Cleric, or a couple of Voodoo Doctors, or an Acidic Swampoos out, and suddenly the game turns around. So that is the overview of the Rouge Rogue, the all-basic card deck for the Rogue. All you need to be able to use this deck is level 10, and you will have unlocked all of the cards. Do you actually need to be level 10? Just want to check this. Yeah, I think Sprint was unlocked at level 10, so yes, you need to be level 10 in order to use this deck. So that's going to be it. Hope you found that useful. What we'll do now is we'll jump quickly into a game, and you guys can see exactly how this deck performs in a real game situation. If the crazy combo cards that you get with the Rogue, those you only get access to when you buy expert packs or are gifted them through the arena. A quick word on that as well, the arena. If you're contemplating using the gold that you collect to buy cards, it's much more cost efficient to buy we'll get rid of most of these. It's a lot more cost efficient to go through the arena instead, because even if you go 0 and 3, lose all of your games, that's even worse. Jesus Christ. But yeah, even if you lose all of your games in the arena, then you still get a pack of cards and some gold.
The pleasure is mine.
So it's a lot more cost efficient, and you get some dust as well, so it's a lot more cost efficient to just go through the arena rather than using your gold to straight up buy packs. Nothing we can do. Next turn. It's a pretty bad start for us, to be honest, because although I never usually advocate holding on to creatures, you should play them as soon as you can. They are terrible to play when they don't buff something. I'm about to take a bunch of pain from this thing. I'm gonna have to... Oops! Ah, bollocks. That was a mistake. Oh well. We'll just take 3 pain to the face. Probably 6 pain to the face, because we're not going to get this thing out in time. Oh, now he's got a taunt. So yep, definitely going to take lots of pain to the face. God damn it, that was a bit of a mistake earlier. If we get a spell power minion out, we could shiv that in the back, but that's not going to happen.
Cleanse the sun well.
I don't really want to stab that, considering it's going to do lots of damage to me, and I'm going to take another 3 pain to the face right now. So off to a terrible start.
Ooh, you're in trouble now.
Oh, and there's a succubus as well. This is not going well, although he's lost his Lord of the Arena, which is good for me, I suppose, but this game is pretty much over already. So... yeah, to be honest, you're probably not even going to see this game because I'm probably about to throw it away, considering it's gone so terribly. So what can I do? I can shiv some things and give me weapon +2 attack. I really need to take that out, or I'm going to take 6 pain next turn. Although I suppose I could bring that out.
We must cleanse
Buff this.
the sun well. Push
This can
forward.
kill the taunt and survive. And I have 1 damage. I can make it 2 damage, but it's going to fall off next turn anyway. I can shiv something, which is a card draw, but again can't really do anything with that. So let's just punch him in the face for 1 damage and end our turn. So I'm about to take 9 pain to the face, which is going to hurt like crap, but yeah, you just gotta accept it. Oh my god, this is going to be a lot of pain to the face. Ouch. So this hasn't gone well at all. It didn't start well, considering that I drew a bad starting hand, threw it away, and then drew an even worse starting hand. So I was on the back foot right from the start, to be honest. Right, so I get the Geomancer out, then I can shiv and shiv for 4 damage, which will then allow the Shattered Sun Cleric to kill it. And I have just enough mana with the coin, so we're going to do that. At least it gives us some card draw as well, but there we go. We've taken this big damage threat off the field at least. Although we're back down to a Kobold Geomancer, we still have the Deadly Poison, and we still have the Assassinate if he brings out something crazy. Which Warlock decks tend to do. Okay, Silence, not really too bothered about that, to be honest, although we've lost both of our Shattered Sun Clerics, so a bit of our heavy hitters are gone. Although now we can get a Sen'jin Shieldmaster out. Then probably another Kobold Geomancer. Yep, another Kobold Geomancer, and we'll punch him in the face for 2. And that is us. So if he attacks with that, Shieldmaster will kill him. He won't kill the Shieldmaster, but he's probably got some direct damage in that hand of his. He's holding on to a few cards there, and especially with Life Tap.
So many possibilities.
Indeed, so many possibilities. But as you can see, I mean, the deck's done okay, considering we had such a terrible start. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep, just do a complete board clear. I'm alright with that. Now, we'll bring out a Dark Scale Healer before Stormwind Champion, just because we could do with a little bit of health to mitigate some of his direct damage.
Here we go.
And because if he's got some decent removal, hopefully he'll use it on that, and then the Stormwind Champion can kind of slip in under the radar. To be honest, even though this is almost certainly a loss, I'm probably going to keep this video just because I don't want to show just victories. I want to show how the deck does when it's on the back foot and you're going to lose. But as you can see, I mean, the deck's pretty good at... it's okay at clinging on by its claws. He's probably got something which is going to deal... No, he doesn't. I thought he would have something which would deal 1 damage. Right, now, the plan is... Do we... use our sprint to draw 4 cards, or use some of our other nonsense. Now I can't save this, and I have to kill that, because I've only got 9 health. I mean, I can assassinate it, but again, he may bring something. I mean, like I said, I'm not a big advocate of holding on to cards like Assassinate, just in case. It's always better to use them and clear what's on the board. But to be honest, that's not really game-changing. At the moment, I can just kill it. It's a shame I don't have anything which does 2 damage. I don't really need to use sprint because I have the right amount of cards. Let me think. Okay, so we're going to bring out the Stormwind Champion. There's no point backstabbing it, because I'm going to kill it anyway with that.
Here we go.
And then we'll punch him in the face for another 1. And then that's us. He's hovering over that card. He likes it. He's thinking about it. There we go. That's why we kept Assassinate. For his Lord of the Arena, and he's already thrown away Lord of the Arena by accident from the Succubus, so we don't have to fear him having another one of those. So straight away, Assassinate, get rid of him, and we'll get our Ogre Magi out, and then we'll punch him in the face for 6, and that's us. So really, we may have just sprung this one from the claws. Ah, no, there we go, Twisting Nether, but that's fine, because we still have another Stormwind Champion, which is okay. In fact, I can probably kill that this turn. 7, 8, 9, yep, I can. So, we'll backstab it. I'll take 1 damage in the process, but I don't really mind that. And then we'll bring out another Stormwind Champion, and we'll bring out a Voodoo Doctor, which will heal us up a little bit. And that's out. That's us. I can't see him deploying another Twisting Nether immediately. If he does, that would be a little bit of bad luck on our part, to be honest. You don't tend to see chain Twisting Nethers deal 4 damage to a minion. He's probably got something else to do a couple of damage. Oh no, he's got a charge, and that'll kill it. Fair enough. What's he got here? Deal 10 damage? No. Deal 4 damage, discard a card at random. He doesn't have any cards. We're just going to life tap. Playing a dangerous game here, he is, with his life tap. So we have a backstab. So really our only choice now is sprint, which is draw 4 cards. And that's not a bad draw, to be honest. We could possibly do, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage in 1 hit. That would leave him with 4, and that would leave him unable to life tap without killing himself. So I think we're just going to do this. It's a little bit of it. Well, you say it's a bit of a waste, but it's 5 damage. So I'll bring out a Voodoo Doctor, heal ourselves up a little bit, and now really he can't really life tap anymore because it's getting a bit too close to the bone for him. We've been able to hold on, deal 2 damage and restore 2 health. That's fair enough, a little bit of healing. And what's that? Deal 4 damage to and discard a card. Oh, we're getting close. 6 health a pop. Oh, he is. He's risking it. I suppose if he's got 5 mana left, if he draws the win card there, then it's good for him. We'll bring out both of these. Equip that.
Here we go.
And leave him with 1 hit point. If he doesn't have something magical here, then that's going to be it for him. If he does have something magical, like deal 6 damage to target player, then that'll be GG, and this will be a very good, very close game for us. I didn't notice whether he was using all basic cards or whether it was a proper constructed deck, but we will see. Oh, it's getting close. 3. Is this going to be death? And he decides to kill himself. GG, well played. So there we go, that's the basic rogue deck. You've seen that even if you get off to an absolute ass clown start, you are still able to hang on there by your fingernails and pull a game back from the brink of defeat. So that's going to be it for the Rouge Rogue. Next up is going to be the Whammy Shammy. They're going to be the Shaman basic deck, and then that's going to be it for all 9 classes currently in Hearthstone. Forgot the name of the bloody game there. So that's going to be it for all of the characters in Hearthstone after next week's Shaman basic deck guide. As you can see, I'm just getting up to level 10 and testing out different decks once I hit level 10, and yep, that's going to be it. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a like or favourite. If you found it useful and using some of these decks and they are bringing you great success, then please hit that favourite button, and if you're not already, consider hitting that subscribe button for more Hearthstone content in the future. So I've been Maxwell, this has been Hearthstone, and I will catch you guys next time.